Timzozo.
Okay. Oh, Sir Vincent SA.
Yeah, those Vincent South Africa. Otherwise, good dog.
Fitting right, man. I'm home. I'm chilling. You know.
I know, bro. I'm good. I'm healthy. Pussy orosi, yabo. Yabo ni nalipeta ma connect la. So I connect you, yabo.
Yeah, no.
How's
Good for
everything?
you, bro.
How are you taking it? I think
You know?
we've been caught up, guys. We've been chatting, but we've been busy. It's always been just like how you doing and just work, but we haven't really sat down properly and just chopped it up. I thought I'd just at least call today and let's just chop it up. So I'm using this opportunity as well for obviously Vincent's house, but mostly just you and I chatting.
Yeah.
John, how are you doing?
Dude, I'm okay, man. You know, I don't think this situation is unique to anyone specifically. You know, I think we all dealing with it, and we're all dealing with it differently. You know, I've tried to just take care of my mind, you know, just keep my mind in a good space. Music, lots of music, lots of cooking, you know, just things that relax me, you know. And when I'm relaxed, I think ideas come and then they're clear, you know.
Speaking of that, right? Obviously now it's giving us time to create stuff and just to dig deep in our creative spot and to find ourselves, our creative element, you know. And then obviously those who are creatives find a great opportunity to create, because people find opportunity even in crisis and in chaos, and they build. And I think the only thing that's going to take us out of this is creativity. I think whichever space it needs to innovate, to create ways in which we will survive this time and beyond. And for me as well, I took this time as well to say, yo, how do I keep saying I'm alone in this house? Cool. We're busy with multiple projects, but what does Vincent want? You know? Also, what does Sir Vincent, the brand? What is that brand? What's the future of that brand? So I decided to say, cool. Some of my pillars are music, but I was like, cool. With this Sir Vincent house, I don't want to make it about me, but there are people, there are creatives, there are people in my story, in my life, and who are a part of other people's lives, and they go through things such as I do as well. And then just putting it back to the playlist as well. And I said music is quite a very important part in our lives, and it plays quite a crucial part in our life. And with that, every week we get people that I appreciate, that I love, that are doing amazing things, and we just chat music and life. And I asked them to submit a 10-track list, a song choice, and we chat about that to say, yo, what do you listen to when you're creating, when you're going through a bad day, in relationship, through breakups? Why? Which 10 songs and why? And you send through a list. And when I got this list, I was like, there's songs I expected, but there's songs I did not expect. I'm like, hey, and through it's testament to say we evolve as people. And I think for me, that spoke to that evolution as you know, and it came across in this list. And the first choice, it's Believe It or Not, you know? You better believe it. It's Believe It by Partynextdoor featuring Rihanna. That song is growing on me, bro. That song is growing on me a lot, bro.
I love the album.
Sonically,
I love the album.
Why
and to be, you know, exactly, sonically, I love it. Partynextdoor is someone that I probably like started listening to maybe like the last year and a half. Cool. So I wasn't like part of his come up, you know, but obviously you listen to Drake and you hear about Party and all that stuff, you know. But what I've loved, I love the elements, man. I love how he draws from, like, you know, Afro beats. You know, I love how he brings out, you know, like the different sounds, like, and then Rihanna on that track. Yeah. And then Rihanna on that track is just like, she's like subtle, man.
She's not even pushing.
Like, sometimes I feel like
she's just vibing, dog.
Sometimes I feel exactly. Sometimes I feel like she's like Jeezy back in the day, where she's like just killing ad-libs. Like, she's just cool, dog. You know, like she's just chilling. Like, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, what? Yeah, so yeah, I love that joint, bro.
It's like that guy or that girl on a dance floor, but you are moving, but you know, I got sweet.
We know that.
But
yeah.
If I could dance,
maybe the facial expression.
if I was able to dance, I was gonna be dancing like that guy. It's that kind of vibe.
You can dance. I've seen you, dog.
I made you call that dancing, bro. Why you wanna embarrass me, bro? Eh? Why you? And also, look, another one, and I feel the same way about that joint, and I love that choice, you know. And I'm sure that everyone else is watching this, who's listening to the playlist, is enjoying it as much, and they agree. Sonically, they're on point. The second song, she's new to me. She's young. You've been around for a while. You know,
Thanks.
You've seen a lot of vocalists and songwriters, you know, along your journey.
Yeah.
Earlier on, before LS days, you've always loved music. You know, you've always had the ear. You know, you've been an A&R naturally before we knew what the term meant. You know, there's a girl. Her name is Elaine, and you chose Changes. Why?
I think Elaine is amazing, Doug. You know, I think every once in a while there's just like that talent that comes along that nobody can put in a box, you know? So, I mean, as much as she's a vocalist, I don't think she's R&B, or I don't think she's soul. I think she's just like, she understands Elaine, or she's constantly trying to understand Elaine.
I like that.
And in doing that, like she kind of like opens, you know, like the rest of it up for the rest of us, you know? Her writing, bro, like her pen game is just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and she's young, man. You know, like like understanding yourself. You know, at that age, being able to be that vulnerable.
Not just writing for the sake of writing. When I listen to her as well, I think she draws from a place of reference. You know, she relates whatever subject matter she's writing about, and I think change is what the country is going through, right? Not even the country, the world. You know, it's a change. I think it's relevant, and I was like, Elaine changes, and I knew exactly. Gucci, it's such a relevant song, and I learned of Elaine last year, I think November, but I always dismissed it. I think October, November, I dismissed it, thinking she was foreign from the States.
We all did.
I did, bro. I did. I'm like, ish. I'm Erykah. I wonder which one now. Caesar, in man, summer walk. Yo, man, it's Elaine. South Africa, I was like, what? And I agree with you. You know, you get those artists, man, that they have it, you know, cross different genres, they have it. And they've got something special, you know, and they don't force it. And you just naturally just gravitate to the music. They don't even force it. It's like those parties, not even one poster, but they pack out. And you're like, hey, why didn't I know about this party? You know, but the right type of people, no.
But you see, that's the beauty of, I mean, minus the pandemic, I think that's the beauty of 2020, in that you really can grow organically with your niche. You know, a lot of guys, when they're in the starting blocks, like they panic because they feel like they don't have a movement. And I'm like, but you do. You know, you've got like 10, 20 people in your circle, but you're looking beyond them. Whereas you should be growing with them, because if you've got 10, 20 people that can speak on your behalf about your
product, bro.
You know, like quickly, you can grow quickly, you know?
I agree.
And that's what I always tell people, you know?
I think it goes back to the same thing. I'm sure you've heard this question so many times. Yo, I need a manager.
Sure.
I'm sure if you could
every day,
if you could really
every day,
you could get $1 or rand every time someone inbox you or at a party that they need a manager. I'm sure you'd be a billionaire right now, bro.
I wish, though, you know.
But it's a real one.
And the thing is, and what I always say about that is that, again, people look at the finish line. You know, a lot of the time, in the beginning, you really don't need a manager. You know, you do need maybe some mentorship. You do need some guidance, especially the business part. You do need some good people around you. But until you have something that really, really is is broken up where your time is so hectic, you know, like you really, really should reassess as to what you need from a manager. You know, I think in the beginning, a lot of people can actually manage themselves, you know. I mean, obviously this is if you were an individual. If you part of a group or part of a band, it's a little more complex, you know. But I think a lot of people in the beginning they give away too much.
True, and I agree with you, and agree with you, because you've done management. There's so many acts that you've presented, you've managed, you've groomed, you've grown with, you know. So I wouldn't even go there, you know. And I think my point, I think to your point, we tend to look beyond the team, our friends, our immediate surroundings. I think with Elaine, I think her father is the manager, in fact, you know. I've seen acts such as Nasty C, that the father is quite involved as a family in the growth of that brand as well. And we've seen exponential growth in that brand, you know. Sometimes your friend is good with the camera. Why don't you pull a friend in to take the skills, you know? So for me, I think that's important. I think it's an important point that people wait and they don't realize the value that's right in front of them, because they want a manager, it needs to be this way, as opposed to building a team that knows you. So I love that point, you know. Tell us about "Love Yourself" by Elizée. What's that? "Love Yourself" is an important, powerful song.
So I've been listening to him like 3 weeks. I don't know how new he is, but he's new to me.
Sure.
I like the balance of the album as well. Like he raps, he sings, he's melodic. Also a great writer.
Cool.
But just like subtle beats that I play around the house, just chilling, just thinking, just walking around, just staring out into space.
You know, vibe.
You know, and like
Element,
you know, just playing with my beard, you know.
Hey, man was connecting, but
you doing well.
It's hard, eh?
You're doing well. If you brush, you know, I told you to get a brush, dog. You don't listen.
No,
anyway.
No, after this, pushing a banana, boy.
Please, dog. Please.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like the guy, no? I just like, I'm always trying to hear new music, you know? I'm always trying to hear new music, you know? So,
And I won't even lie, like, with this curated playlist, this platform that we created, it's putting me on so much, you know?
Yeah,
every playlist, I'm like, what? Who's this? And it's what I needed, you know? It's what I want, as well as a performer, as a DJ, to draw from other genres, other influences, and other textures, you know, of music to sonically grow, you know. And when I produce, when I release, what the strategy, when they release, you must remain teachable. So I think these curated playlists for me, they extend just beyond just that, you know.
Yes.
There's a lot of strategies, a lot of thinking in how these brands are built. And I think for me, when I tap into your taste and to others that I engage with, I continue to grow as an artist.
Yeah.
So I love that. Like, I check out new artists and I appreciate that, man. This throws us forward to our next song. And I think we're some collection of our mistakes as people, of all mistakes, our wins and losses. And your boy, man, your brother. We introduced to you, some of us, you know, others before, with what you guys built, which was the AKA brand, and you gave us magic, and your song is Mistakes, and we've all made mistakes, and we continue to make mistakes. Why AKA Mistakes,
man? Look, first and foremost, you know, I always tell people that even before we ever worked together, I've always been an AKA fan, you know, and I remain an AKA fan. Like, I don't say this often, but for me, AKA is like supreme talent, you know, like he shocks me, like he continues to shock me, you know. And that's a special project because that's the first project I ever executive produced, you know, in terms of Alter Ego. That track specifically it's about the ins and outs of the industry, you know, and this is like young AKA, and the things that he had already seen, you know, like in terms of relationships and the game and money and this and that. And for him to kind of like paint such a beautiful picture so young, I always go back to that track because it's still relevant today, you know, like everything that he says, you know, and again, another great writer, you know, everything that he says in that track, like it's relevant today. Like the stuff that he writes about, I've been through, you know, I think maybe you've been through, I know a lot of guys have been through, you know, like we all think we understand more than everybody else. And we all think the things that have happened to others will never happen to us.
Or things that happen only unique to us. Kind of they happen to others as well.
Yes.
And sometimes learn from others' mistakes as in avoiding making mistakes.
That's it. So for me, and then again, just like the music, you know, like the sample, the production, you know, like it's just it's vintage, aka it's beautiful.
Sample God. No, you can't take him away. Musically, he's gifted. I think his ability as well to write is incredible. I think he's a storyteller.
I think a lot of people don't speak about his writing ability, bro.
True.
You know, like we know he can perform. We know like he can give us bangers, but you know, like, you know, word for word, that guy is actually quite special.
Yeah. No, I love that, man. And then we go to Reneé, Lost Boyz.
Sure.
What made you select that, bro? Yeah, we're making mistakes. I lost. I thought after making mistakes, now I'm gonna be like recovery mode.
The very first CD, that I ever bought was from Lost Boyz. The album's called Legal Drug Money. That's the name of the album, you know. And the track Reneé, for me, it's like a hip hop love song, you know. So it's about a guy that, you know, he thinks he's cool, you know, he falls for a girl, then he loses his girl, but obviously it's more tragic than just a breakup, like she dies, you know. But it was like just again, young and guys being vulnerable within hip hop. It's like I hadn't seen that before. Do you know what I mean? I hadn't seen like other.
You have to toughen up.
Yeah, like I mean, even like an LL was always trying to get the, but LL was always trying to get the girl. He wasn't really talking about losing the girl. Do you know what I mean? You know,
licking his lips.
I won. So like Lost Boyz for me, it's like Reneé is a really, really dope track. Very, very dope track. It was on the Don't Be a Menace soundtrack.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the other thing. I love soundtracks. I'm very big on soundtracks. So like, yeah.
We've seen you as well on a lot of, is it producing a lot of stuff, but more so making sure that the scoring in our stuff, production locally, is on point. You've worked on some projects as well. You scored some projects. Is there one that stands out for you till this day? Talking about scoring, I could speak to you, and I know that.
There's two.
Yeah.
You know, being involved as a co-consultant, because I wasn't really scoring, but like I was consulting with Ayeye.
Sure.
You know, like I think other than the story, like the music on Ayeye was just like next level, you know, and next level for local music, you know. I really, really enjoyed that. And then I did some music for Akina Matoso on his movie Via, you know, that I enjoyed as well. So I mean, I'm hoping to do more, bro. Like I'm always on the lookout because I love film. I love film a lot. And I'm always just like trying to score, you know, trying to, even like with like the stuff that I shoot, like the content for food, you know, like the music is very, very key, you know, like, cause sometimes it's melodic, sometimes it's old, sometimes it's rap, sometimes it's hip hop, like sometimes Ghanaian, you know, like, you know, so, you know, so, you know, just
Okay, cool. No, I love that, bro. Also, you've some interesting songs. There's Duke Ellington and John Coltrane, In a Sentimental Mood. That's the song title. I know you are a very sentimental human being. Why that song, bro?
I love jazz. I think jazz is like the base for a lot of other sounds. You know, I think even as like from hip hop to everything, like you can track it back to jazz. I like Duke Ellington. Just the subtleness, you know, if you listen to that track, that Sentimental Mood, like it's in a lot of, that track is in a lot of movies, you know, and it's usually in like those like open shots where maybe it's like a park or a guy walking in the street and a guy's just in his zone, you know, he's thinking about life, you know, so a sentimental mood, you know.
Nice mood.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, that's where it puts me, you know. That's where it usually puts me.
Okay. I'll enjoy a mood, and I'll enjoy a mood. Also, man, I've got a Love Jones for you, by Refugee, Camp All Stars. All about love.
So
love.
I mean, I think you picked it up. That's like the theme for the whole playlist.
I'm saying all about love. That's what I'm saying is love, and I love it. And they all have a story.
Yeah, so Love Jones, the actual movie, Love Jones. I think Lawrence Tate, Nia Long. You know, I think Spike Lee was a producer, not really a director. Great soundtrack. I think for me, top 5 soundtracks. Refugee Camp at the time was like running hip hop. You know, whether it was Lauren, whether it was Wyclef, you know, and then Pras was really prolific with production. You know, I think he might have been a co-executive producer of the soundtrack. But lyrically, again, it's just that sound of, you're in love and you're okay with it. And, you know, I'll submount, you know, it's fine. I've got a Love Jones, kind of right, you know?
And also this one, and I like that, and I love that. And I think for me, we've seen ourselves, right, feeling in times that it's us against the world.
Yeah.
Be it on social media, be it in real life situations, be it with clients or in boardrooms or spaces, you know, be it eventing. We've all been through that. That now I'm trying to face against the wall. It's me or them, and I'm choosing me, and I need to navigate life. You chose Us Versus the World by Fabolous, featuring Chris Brown and Teyana Taylor. Why that song, and where does that take you to?
So lyrically, you know, I think Fabolous is one of the greatest ever. I think storytelling.
That's a big one, eh? Yes.
I don't know.
La easy.
And then like storytelling and like metaphors and all that stuff, I think Loso is one of the greatest. Chris Brown, Teyana Taylor, like the way they come in on the track, dope mood. It's also like a semi-party track, you know, like you could play it in the club, but it's not too hectic. But it is that thing of, you know, you have a safe space over here with this person, you know, even though maybe there's things going on over there, you know, like, so that us against the world, you know, like sometimes you just need your safe space, you know. And I think it's a beautiful track.
I love that, man. I love that. How about rapper will come for you, bro? He said Fabolous got bars pound for pound, J. Hey, okay.
No, they must come for him. They must come for him. You know?
You're like, hey, you've gotten your first share.
I'm cooking, dog.
Okay, cool. Last but not least, we saw her breaking the internet last week, about a week ago, with Jill Scott. Her name is Erykah Badu, and we chose Orange Moon. Why that song? It's a timeless song. I love it. I love her. I'm a fan. But why that song? She's got a very good one, but why that
one? I think, like, in terms of, like, metaphorically, like, what an orange moon is, like, just how rare that is, you know. And one of the things that I love, and I always tell you this, and I love about you guys as well, is I love longevity, you know. Like, for me, like, because longevity means you've gotten up again and again and again. That's what longevity means. Longevity is not a mistake. Longevity is not luck. Do you know what I mean? It means, like, you've gotten up again and again. And, like, what I love about the sound of people like Badu, you know, and tracks like Orange Moon is that, dude, these tracks are gonna outlive us.
Yeah.
You know, like lyrically, you painting a picture that's forever. And for me, that baffles me. Like, how can you be that creative? How can you be that powerful? For the song that I was listening to when I was a teenager, you know, I still fuck with it now.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's insane. Do you know what I mean? But like, that's what constantly motivates me. And that's why that verses with Jill Scott for me has been my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wow, dude, you know?
Yeah.
Like, wow, I can't believe like this music still, you know, captures me the same way. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. I think it was quite important for me to have this sit down with you. I think music is very, very therapeutic. Music is very spiritual. And just to slap a 10-track playlist, it's not enough. You know, I think get to understand you and why and where you at in your life. And then I think a lot of people then find a lot of seek a lot of knowledge, find a lot of healing from just hearing us having a conversation about music, because it's just an important part of our lives. Thank you so much, man, for always availing yourself to share, to teach, to inspire. And we tastemaker. So I can mind, you know. And I just appreciate, man, your view on the world, your view on life. Just being able and just being willing to put yourself out there and to learn and refine as you grow. You're just willing all the time to create. And I think history will never forget people like you and I. And I appreciate you. Thank you for being part of Seven Sense House and just curating and
my
sharing.
dog, my pleasure, man. And thank you. You know? Yeah. Thank you, Mchana. Like I said, what I hope young dudes, you know, that, because, you know, guys always want your spot. And I'm like, no, forget my spot. Like, go further, you know? What I hope, go further. You know, what I hope is that guys see that, you know, it's not just, you know, glitz and glam. You know, that people are real people. People go through real things. People, you know, create and recreate. You know, I think music is something that really, really can, you know, like, kind of like bring us together, you know, and it's great that you've provided this platform, my dude. Like, well done, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Jayam,
can I go eat my food now?
I go eat, Jayam. Sharp boy, it's a song. Sharp boy, love you, boy. Sharp boy.